Hi, and welcome to All Levels Yoga. I'm Paige Clark with Comeback Yoga. This is all levels, so whether you have touched your mat a million times or this is the first time, this is the place for you. Today we are going to work on our peak pose, so our final pose. We're going to work up to it, being pigeon, which is a really big hip opener. So we're going to do a lot of hip opening along the way. I will say, so pigeon and a few of the other hip openers we're going to do today do involve being on our knees a little bit. If you have any discomfort, um, oh, butterfly just flew in, with this at all, I will show modifications on your back. So with that, let's get started. We are going to get started any seated position, that's just your legs are out in front, and go ahead and grab your right ankle. And what we want to do is kind of just gently open this outer hip. So just grabbing that outer ankle, starting to rock it side by side, rocking it, maybe making some circles, nothing special. If you want, you can try to slide your foot into that little crevice of your elbow, kind of hold your leg like a baby. So rock your baby just gently, some circles, nice and slow, taking a few breaths here. Just putting some motion in that outer hip. Starting to settle into our breath a little bit, maybe taking a few deeper breaths than you would throughout the day. So filling that low belly up, sighing out anything you no longer need. We're going to take about 3 more breaths here, whatever you need. Making whatever circles, whatever movement you need. 1 more big breath, inhale. Exhale, just send that leg straight, send your right leg straight, and just kind of shake it out, side to side. Nothing special, nothing fancy. And then switch sides. So bring your left foot up, grab your left ankle. Left knee can settle against that left elbow and just start to rock that leg back and forth, making some circles, opening it up. If you want, option to kind of try and slide your left foot into your right elbow, almost mimicking cradling a baby. And you can rock that back and forth, making those circles. If you can hook your left foot into your elbow, but you start to feel hunched over a little bit like a vulture, maybe just go ahead and keep that out and focus on opening the chest. We don't want to hunch if we can help it. Take 3 more big breaths here, circles, figure eights, back and forth, whatever you need. Exhaling whatever no longer serves you. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Send your left leg out in front of you and just shake it out, up and down, side to side, whatever feels good. Bring your feet so they are facing each other. They don't have to touch. And your feet, as the closer they are to your pelvic bone, the deeper the hip stretch, the more hip flexibility. So wherever you're at, whether your feet need to be far away, or you can maybe start to work them a little closer. Feet together, chest as open as we can get it. Roll your shoulders back and gently, wherever you're at, just try to put your knees down to the earth. Very gently, shouldn't be a big difference. Maybe they get a centimeter lower. Just opening our hips, breathing in. If our feet are touching, maybe focusing on the connection the bottom of our feet are making. Sending our breath there. If your shoulders are creeping up to your ears, no big deal. Next exhale, send them down the back. 1 more like that, big breath in. Exhale, send your shoulders down your back. Lift the chest up. 3 more breaths here. You can do it, you're doing great. Big breath in. Sigh it out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, biggest breath of your day, whatever that is, fill up. Slowly sigh it out. Nice and slow, bring your knees up, feet plant on the mat. Walk your feet to the edge of the mat. Hands can come behind you, fingers facing forward, and just let your knees knock in. Just doing a little counter stretch. Those 2 big hip openers, breathe in. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. On your next inhale, if it feels comfortable, you can start to lift your chest to the ceiling. Maybe your gaze looks up, maybe it stays forward, whatever is comfortable in your neck. Always remembering to listen to your body first and listening to me second. One more breath here, whatever you have chosen. Breathe in. Exhale. Walk your feet back in under your knees, in line with your hips. And inhale, both arms up. On your exhale, your right hand's gonna slide back, left hand comes forward, coming into a twist. Really pull your left hip back, opening up. If you get to here and you start to hunch over or feel a strain or anything, that's no big deal. That's where we stop. It's your level of comfort. Breathe in, one more breath, inhale. Exhale, inhale back to center. Push your feet into the mat. You might feel a little bit of shake, a little bit of strain in our quads. That's okay. Breathe into it. Take a breath when you need it. One more inhale. Exhale, this time your left hand's gonna go back. Right hand reaches forward. Open up. Push into the feet. Maybe there's some sensation in your quads. I'm right there with you. Breathe into it. Push your feet into the mat. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, just fold over your legs. Let your head hang. Just a little modified forward fold here. If you feel stable, if you feel comfortable, you can interlace your fingers behind your head and just add a little more stretch, just opening up the back of our neck. Just elongating the spine a little more. Take whatever you need. You can drape yourself over, maybe hug under your thighs. Choose your own adventure. We have 3 more breaths to celebrate whatever you have decided. Big breath in, make it juicy. Sigh out everything you don't need. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, slowly rise up. Keep your feet planted. Roll your shoulders back and bring your hands under your thighs. We're gonna work up to boat. So first things first. Hands under your thighs, feet push into the mat, just like we practiced. And start to lean back, keeping that chest open. So chest open, start to lean back and squeeze your belly button in. You should start to feel some ab engagement there. If you want to add on, you can start to lift your feet. There's no right or wrong, it's whatever you need. And maybe you don't lift them quite up to that 90-degree angle, but they're hovering, you tap down, you're working your way up. Whatever it is, we have 3 more breaths. I'm here with you. Squeeze your belly. 2 more, inhale. Last one, we got this, you're doing so great. Inhale. Exhale, drape yourself over your thighs. Great work, breath in. Exhale, let your head completely hang. We're going to do boat one more time. Take 2 more breaths here. Take a rest. Inhale. Sigh it out. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly inhale. Come back up. Hands hook under your knees. Lift the chest towards the sky. Shoulders roll back. Elbows glued into your rib cage. Whew, a lot going on, right? Take a breath here. And on your exhale, push your feet into the mat. You might start to feel that quad engagement and slowly start to lean back. When you feel your abs start to tighten, squeeze your belly in. Breathe into it. Keep the chest lifted up. Try not to let your shoulders come up to your ears. If you want, maybe the feet start to hover, or you come up to this 90-degree angle, close to 90 degree, whatever you want. Flex the feet, point the toes. If you're working on balance, maybe you start to play with lifting your hands, maybe 1 at a time. 3 more breaths, whatever you have decided. 2 more breaths. Sigh it out. Last one, you're doing so great. We got this. Inhale. Exhale, plant the feet. Send them a little wider and fold over. Maybe a little in between. Just opening up your hips. Grabbing onto your knees, whatever you need to feel supported. And just relax to hang out. We're going to be here for 6 more breaths. That might sound long, but I'll be here with you. You can do it. Take a break if you need it. Allow your eyes to maybe be a little softer focused, maybe looking a few feet in front of you, but not concentrated on what you're looking at. If you feel safe and comfortable, you can close your eyes here. 3 more breaths, take whatever you need. Try to let your head hang, ears reaching away from your shoulder blades. 2 more breaths, inhale. Sigh it out, sink a little deeper. Last one. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, slowly come back up. Cross your legs under, and we're just going to make our way to standing, however that works for you. So I'm going to roll over my knees. Come to standing, feet hip width distance apart. Bend my knees a lot. Come into a forward fold. Taking a few options here, whatever you need. If low back pain is a concern for you, bend your knees a lot, release the low back. If hamstring stretches is what you are trying to accomplish today, maybe those legs are a little straighter. Whatever you have chosen, try to release your head completely, whether your hands are on your thighs, you've hooked opposite elbows, or interlace your fingers behind your head. 3 more breaths. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh it out. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, sigh like you're dramatic. Last one. Biggest breath of class yet. Inhale. Fill your lungs up. Exhale, empty them out. Bend your knees a lot. Push into your big toes. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Hands to your chest. Exhale. Breath here. Exhale, push down through your big toes. 1 more round. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to your chest, heart center. Push down through your toes. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift your arms up. On your exhale, right hand goes back, left hand forward. Your left hip is going to want to come with you. Try to pull it back just a little bit. That might mean that right hand has to come back a little bit. That's okay. We want our hips to be as square to the front of our mat as possible. Try to roll the shoulders down the back if you can. Breath in. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Arms up. Biceps by your ears. Breath in. Exhale, push down through the root of your feet. Breath in. Exhale, left hand comes along the side of your body. Right hand goes forward. Your right hip this time is going to want to come with you. Pull forward. Try to push your right hip back. If that means your left hand has to come forward a little bit, no worries. Breathe in. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together just a little bit, opening your chest. Breath in. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lead with your chest, swan dive. Lean forward like you're diving into a pool. And then come back to forward fold. Whew. Breath in, hands come to your shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then try to reach your ears away from your tailbone. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. 1 more time like that. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. If that's going well, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Whew, a lot happening here. If you're still hanging in, still doing well, try to reach your ears away from your tailbone. One more breath here. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and walk your feet out a little wider. Maybe they go the width of your mat. Again, opposite elbows, or interlace your fingers behind your head. Or for support, your hands can come to your thighs. Or maybe your hands even come to the floor. Whatever you need here. We're here for 5 breaths. Breathe in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Start to rotate your toes so they point inward and your heels point out, a little pigeon toe. That's going to help get into a deeper stretch in your sit bone, which might help us get into pigeon later. This is pretty intense and might make your feet or calves feel a little tingly. That's no big deal. We'll bring blood back to that area, I promise. But if you just need to shake it out for a second, no worries. Shake it out and come back into it. We have 2 more breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Last one, you're doing so well. Big breath in. Side out like you're dramatic, make a sound. Bend your knees, bring your heels back to center, and rise all the way up to standing. Arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Lead with the chest like we're diving into a pool. Coming into your forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach your ears away from your tailbone. So great. Exhale, fold. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, your hands come to your shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Whew. Reach your ears away from your tailbone. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees a lot, plant your hands, and step back, coming into a tabletop pose. So knees are under our hips, wrists under shoulders. Spread your hand as wide as you can, and then grip the mat like you're trying to grip a basketball, and just find that there's a little bit of lift in between your knuckle and the mat. From here, let your belly drop and start to look forward, maybe even up at your ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breath in. On your exhale, start to tuck your chin in and then push the earth away. Try to bring your pelvic bone to touch your nose. Inhale, your belly drops again. Look forward, maybe even up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pull your heart through. Take a breath in. On your exhale, tuck your chin. Start to tuck your pelvis toward your nose. Push up like you could curve your back to the ceiling. Last one, inhale, belly drops, look forward. Next up, squeezing your shoulder blades. Breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin. Pelvic to nose and push the earth away. Inhale, back to center. Send your knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch, coming into a child's pose. If having the knees this wide is uncomfortable, feel free to walk them in, or at any moment, a pillow under your butt or in between under the knees can help this a little easier. Making your way to child's pose, you can be on your forearms or start to walk out, maybe bringing the space in between your eyebrows to the mat. Letting your hips melt into the earth. Exhaling everything you no longer need. Knowing that whatever is waiting for you outside of this class, whether it is emails, errands, a grocery list, it will be there for you at the end. And this is your time to focus on your breath and your body. So give yourself a big thank you for showing up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Maybe your hips go a little closer to your heels. Maybe your armpits sink a little closer. 5 more breaths here. Take whatever you need. If you want a bigger arm stretch, you can come onto your elbows, hands clasped behind your head. Take whatever you need. 3 more breaths. Last breath, biggest one yet. Fill up that lower belly like a balloon. Slowly exhale it out. Slowly fingertip walk up and make your way to your butt, coming into any seated position. Cross-legged on your knees, maybe even lotus with one foot tucked on top, whatever feels best for you. Roll your shoulders back, lift the chest up, big breath in. Exhale everything out. One more like that, big breath in. Exhale everything out. I'm going to focus on that breath for a little bit. So if it helps, maybe bringing one hand to your low belly, one hand to your chest. And at your own pace, try to fill up your lower belly, then the chest, and then exhaling, and maybe visualizing your air following that path. In through the belly, the chest rises. Exhale, the chest falls. Again, maybe try to soften your gaze, staring a few feet in front of you. Or if you feel comfortable, closing your eyes. Whatever you choose, trying to feel both of your sit bones into the earth, or both of the top of your feet if you're on your knees. About 10 more breaths at your own pace. A reminder, there is never a hurry when it comes to nourishing yourself, your body, your mind, and that you give so much of your energy to so many others that these 10 breaths are just the start of what you really deserve to give yourself. About 3 more breaths. Wherever you're at, one more breath together. Big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. We're going to make our way to standing position at the back of our mat. So however you want to get there. Step your right foot forward and bring your hands to frame it, bending into that knee, coming into a low lunge. We're going to bring your left knee down onto the mat. So this is one of those times that knee might be an issue. We can tuck that yoga mat over, or a blanket, towel, anything handy, t-shirt, just if that's a sensitive spot for you. From there, you can bring your hands to your hips, shoulder blades, roll back, lift the chest up, and start to bend into your right knee. So sending your left hip down to the mat. That right knee might start to splay out. Try for this pose to just keep it in line. Sinking your hips lower and lower, big hip opener. Option to interlace your fingers, put them on your thigh for a little more support to help open your chest. Hands on hips, or hands interlaced on your thigh. Pushing into your right heel, right big toes a lot, taking some pressure on that right outer hip. But I understand you might be feeling some fatigue there. If you have to take a second, no worries. Take that break, listen to your body, come back in. A good way to know if you need to take a second, take that step out, is to pay attention to your breath. If you notice your breath starts hitching, probably means your body is a little uncomfortable, a little too far. No worries, take that second, pull it back, find that sweet spot. 2 more breaths here. We can do it. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Plant your hands on the inside of your right foot. Start to walk your right foot out a little bit and then onto the right edge, coming onto your pinky tip. So that, boom, open that knee up. Just a big hip opener here. Option to stay here, or option, left hand stays planted, right hand reaches back, chest opener, hip opener. A lot going on. Again, my right hand is reaching back, opening that chest. If your right hand is here, but you're still feeling that great chest opener, perfect. Work that incrementally back. No worries. Breath in, choose whatever adventure you want. Exhale, sink your hips a little deeper. Ooh, I'm there with you. We have 2 more breaths. Try to breathe into that outer hip. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly come back. Bring your right hand to your right knee. Plant that right hip. Walk your right foot back to center. Right hand's frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and step your left foot to the top to meet your right foot. So if it's a few baby steps, no worries. Left foot to the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot, forward fold. If you're feeling any discomfort in your right hip because we just did a lot of big right hip stretching, just take your legs a little wider here. And exhale everything out. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees a lot, all the way to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms up, swan dive, lead with your chest. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to your shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Ears reach away from your tailbone. Exhale, fold, bend your knees a lot, plant your hands. Knees come to the mat, tabletop, one more time. Hips stacked over our knees, fingers spread as wide as you can. Grip the mat, tuck the pelvis in a little bit this time. And try and then send your right foot straight back behind you. Right foot straight back behind you. From there, try to lift it up. Flex your foot, tuck your pelvis in, and then focus on the back of your thigh. Focus right there. Think about it right now. And thinking about it, try to lift it a centimeter higher. Just it. Whew. One more breath. Big breath in. Exhale. We're going to bring our right knee to our right elbow one time. Tap it. Great work. Hold it. Breath in. Exhale. Right knee sets down. Tuck your toes under. Sit back on your hips. Again, if this is too uncomfortable for your hips or knees, pillow, block, anything here. Just take a moment, stretching out the bottom of our feet. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down, back to our tabletop. Untuck the toes and just kind of pitter-patter them. Stretch them out. Come back to our neutral tabletop. Boom, send the left leg straight out behind us. Tuck your pelvis in a little bit. Nice low belly ab action. And then start to lift your left foot, flexing your toes, tucking your pelvis. And then focus on the back of your thigh. Really visualize that space right there in your mind. And then try to lift just that space a centimeter higher. Whew! There's some burnout in the back of that thigh. We got this. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. You know we're going to crunch left knee to your left elbow. One time, breath in. Exhale. Left knee comes down. Tuck your toes. One more time. Sit back on them. Just giving those quads a little bit of a break. Breathe in. Exhale. Hands come back down. Tuck your toes. We're going to make our way to standing to the back of our mat. So however you want to get there. Inhale, your arms up is where I'll meet you. Exhale, hands at heart center. Great work. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your left foot forward and then start to frame your left foot with your hands, bending in your left knee, and then we're going to bring your right knee down to the mat. Again, option to tuck that mat over. 1, 2, however many times you need. And then when you feel that's stable, rise up, hands on your hips, and start to bend more, sending your hip, your right hip especially, towards the earth, bending a lot in that left knee. Option again, hands can stay at your hips. Perfect, fine place for them. Or you can interlace your hands, place them on your thigh, and try to open your chest a little more, pushing against the top of your thigh, opening your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, sink your hips a little more. We're here for 4 more breaths. I understand that outer left hip might be getting that little fatigue. Always that option, take a break, take that breather, come back in. If you feel stable, okay, try to send your breath, visualize that outer hip, that fatigue area. Sending your breath there, your energy, good vibes, whatever you want to think of it. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Ooh, great work. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, whew. Inhale, rise up. Place your hands inside your left foot and then start to walk your left foot off the mat a little bit. Coming onto your left toe, the left side of your foot, boom, popping that knee out. Big hip opener here. So find that special stretch for you. An option to stay here, or option to lift your left hand up and reach back for chest opener, hip opener. If you find doing the chest opener limits your hip opener and you want more hips, choose that adventure. Whatever you need today, there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you need in your body. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Last one, inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down, left hand comes to your left knee. Bring that left foot back to the mat. Walk your left foot in, left hand on the outside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. And however you want, you're going to take your left foot back to meet your right. So however you want to get there, we're in plank pose if you want to be. If not, go straight to down dog. Woo, first one of class. Our hamstrings are a little more open than they usually are. Fingers spread wide, just like tabletop. Send your heart towards your thigh. We have 1 round of sun bees here before our final rest. Inhale, lift your right foot, even if it's just a little bit of a hover, and we're going to bring our right foot in between our hands. So if we want to bring it through or slowly, step by step, walk it, however we get there, right foot into our right hands. Take the left foot and start to walk it over, take your right foot and start to walk it over to your left wrist, letting the knee fall. The left knee is going to come down on the mat behind us. So another area where tucking that mat might be helpful. This is a big hip opener where I'm going to show a back modification in just a moment. So look behind you and check your left toes are straight and just make sure that your knee is comfortable. We're going to be here for about 10 breaths, so we need it to be sustainable. Push into the mat, lift your chest up, and then try to sink your hips a little lower. Whew. From there, hands can come in front of your knee and see if you want to start walking out. You can stay up on your fingertips, maybe to your forearms, or if you have big hip flexibility, you can try to come all the way down, similar to child's pose in a full sleeping pigeon. If you have too much knee sensitivity for that hip opener to be on from laying on your front, you can lay on your back and bring your right knee over your left thigh. Grab the back of the left thigh. Bring your left knee towards your face and really gently try to push your right knee away from your face, whether with the assist of your right hand or just energetically sending it away. If you are on your back, I do recommend trying to reach your ears away from your shoulders just to help keep the spine a little longer. Take whichever one you need. No right or wrong. Big hip opener regardless. Halfway there. 5 more breaths. Two more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Last one. Big breath in. Side out. Slowly, slowly, slowly walk up. And make your way to down dog however you want. Last down dog. Whether you want to take a brief pause in plank or not, we'll all meet in down dog. Lift your left foot, maybe hover it, and then however you want, left foot in between your hands. So whether it's multiple steps or you try to lift your foot in between, no worries. Once it's up there, start to walk your left foot over towards your right wrist and then let your knee fall, gently fall. Start to bring your right knee down. Again, check in. Is this a sensitive spot? Tuck that mat, pillow, blanket, sweatshirt, whatever. Come up onto your fingertips. Roll your shoulders back, lift the chest up, send your hips to the earth a little more, and then you have options staying here. Or maybe you bring your fingertips in front of your leg and start to walk out similar to child's pose. Fingertips, forearms, or maybe even all the way down. If you took the modification for the back on the right side, it's the same on the left side. On your back, left ankle comes to cross on your right thigh. Grab the back of your right thigh and pull your right knee towards your face. And then very gently with the assist of either your left hand or just energetically try to push your left knee away from your face. Flexing your feet is just a bonus to help protect your knees a little bit here. Take whatever you need. No right or wrong. Knowing everything you've done today is more than enough and a great gift to yourself, your body. 5 more breaths here. Inhale. Noticing if your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, trying to let it go. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Sigh it out. The last one, fill up. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Slowly rise up from your pigeon and rock onto your left hip. Bring your right hip around. Feet plant in front of you. And however you want, make your way to your back. Keep your feet planted on the mat and just let them fall to the right. Arms can go out like a T, looking over your left shoulder if it feels comfortable in your neck. Starting to wind down with the supine twist, nice and gentle hip stretch. If you need a little more hips, you can start to straighten your top leg, your left leg out. On your next inhale, slowly make your way back to center, and then let your legs, your knees fall to the left. Your gaze can go over your right shoulder. Again, this is a gentle outer hip stretch. We did a lot of hip stretching, so this is nice and gentle, but if you feel like you need more, you can take your top leg, straighten it out. Take whatever you need. On your next inhale, bring your knees to center. Bring your nose to your knees like a tight little ball. Squeeze in. And then exhale. Legs come out front, arms to your side. Walk your shoulders under your back, coming into your final resting pose. If you want, since we did a lot of hip openers, you can bring your feet to touch, similar to the butterfly pose at the beginning. And same thing applies. The closer the feet are to your pelvic bone, the more intense stretch and the more opening it is. If that's not your jam, no worries. Normal resting pose is still available for you. We're here for about 3 minutes. Allowing the breath to return to normal. Breathing into your shoulder blades, and as you exhale, letting them melt into the mat beneath you. Breathing into your ankles, letting your heels sink deeper and deeper. Knowing sometimes this is the hardest part of our practice, but probably means it's one of the most necessary. And congratulating yourself for doing this hard part, this hard work. Slowly bring movement to your fingers and toes. Roll out your wrists, big circles, maybe figure eights even. And start to circle out your ankles as well. Point your toes, reach your fingertips away, big morning stretch, and then roll onto one side or the other, cushioning your head with your arm, just taking a moment in this maybe quieter space to just thank yourself for showing up and giving yourself this great gift of time, and thanking your body for all the amazing work it not only just did, but does for you every single day. Make your way to any seated position that works for you. Stray hairs, untucked shirts, let them be, knowing you are always accepted whenever you are in this space. Hands to heart center one more time. Big breath in together. Exhale, let it go. Just a reminder that life, whether we are on our mats or off, is so much easier if we remember to breathe through it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Have a good one, and I hope to see you soon.